Good evening, all. It's 7:08 p.m. on Sunday, 27th of November, 2022. Hope you all had a great Turkey Day. Hey, down here we have a lot of turkeys. Anyway, so it was good. Yeah, definitely. Very, very quickly on housekeeping items. We're in the final version of 4.8, right there. And if somebody wants a free trial, let us know. Obviously, we look at to see what you have done before with us, but use that. Right now, we're doing this one, 27th, 5 p.m. Should be 7. I'm sorry, that should be 19. My bad. Okay, we're gonna change it. It's gonna be 15 for Wednesday. We'll go back to Wednesdays. Last week the Wednesday fell before Thanksgiving. It was a Thanksgiving Eve, and I pulled it forward to Tuesday, and I completely missed it. There was so much going on because we opened our second system house in Chicago to trade for the friends and family. We just actually had too much in the first package. Problem is, friends and all of a sudden have a lot of cousins. They tell each other and this and that, and the friends tell friends and so forth. So, and this is for those who don't want to deal with it. By next year, not this time, but next year in Q1, sometime in Q1, we'll open to everybody else. We're just going through a testing. Our first group, frankly, I was not 100% sold on them. And of course, and now we have statistical data. It shows some areas we have to improve. Part of it is that they're running an old software. They're running version 9.5 of TraceStation, and they're not really truly compatible. In principle, they should be, but they're not, as we find out. So rather than shutting that down, we look for and found a different system house, and that one trades in native TraceStation. So the account is actually held by TraceStation. There's no translation involved from one platform to another. That means like a cross API. And of course, they did that. The first system house, they did that for us, but we had no visibility. I don't like to be blind. That's not my gig. So this one, I have access to the server direct from here. I can see what's going on. I can't touch it, but I'm an observer. Okay. So I'm very pleased with it. And they give us the quad Xeon Ice Lake version, which is really, really a killer app. But it's co-located. Our ping is less than 1 millisecond. You can't get less than that. It's 1,000th of a second. So it's co-located. It's in what do you call it? I don't have it for sure, but given the timing, it must be at Aurora, at CME Globex matching engine. You can't get any closer than that. So that's what we're running. Very pleased. The last but not least is Marshall Freed, which we don't have a buyer yet. It's coming in, but he's already got like 80 people signed up. This is a meeting you do not want to miss. Advertise, pass on to your friends and family, those who trade with you. This guy is what I call it. We used to call him Nancy Nose from Mask. I've known him 30 years. Back then, we used to call him Knife Catcher. This guy knows how to trade ES like nobody, especially on the screen, not on the floor. His floor is gone anyway. On the screen, this guy is a killer. Finally, talked him into coming here, give us a talk. It's going to be an hour, probably less. Most of it's going to be Q&A, but he's talking about psychology. And of course, there's a benefit of he has a very large account. And he trades small, so if something goes wrong, he can't hold on. But up to a point, of course, but he's got a record of one winner after another. He's a buddy of mine. Actually, he's like a de facto office of mine in LA. He does a lot of stuff for me in that neck of the woods. Very sharp cookie, lives in I think Marina Del Rey, and was moving to Malibu. And he's a real estate investor, long-term real estate investor. He does this for playing. That's why he's good at it. He doesn't need the money. Are you with me? He doesn't need the money. Therefore, he trades very well. He's totally emotionless, and that's what you want to become. You gotta be robotic. You cannot get your emotions in. Or I didn't sleep last night, or food was bad, or I had an argument with a wife or a girlfriend, and all that. Forget about those. You're trading. You gotta be highly focused and in the zone, as Mark Douglas, for example, says. Anyhow, I think that would add a benefit to all of us. It's open to everybody. We're gonna record it too. But again, 14th of December, Mark your calendar. Go and register. We have a 250 limit. There's a good chance we're going to get there. Given we have hardly done anything. Even the I've posted here in these webinars. I've talked about it twice on Twitter, and so that's it. We haven't even put his bio up yet. So impressive guy. Okay, let's move on. That's for our housekeeping. Yeah, 4.8 is coming out, and we're done. And then and I'm getting ramped up here. I'm getting so much business. I'm probably going to slow down any development for a while. I just there's a money management, the discretionary money management, not the machine, but stuff I do. And I'm working on another algorithm of my own for that. So it trades outside of ORB. ORB trades only 2 hours a day. That's why it's such a killer. The risk is very little in terms of exposure, and the results have been fantastic. And thank you, Dennis, for commenting on that the other day. Yeah, this has been a labor of love. I think we also were lucky. We're in good conditions in the market. No system works forever. At some point, it gets into trouble. And typically, where the conditions you were in unravels. This was originally put together for Bitcoin about a year and a half ago or so. When we start getting it going, I said, you know what? I don't want to do it. I want to go to NASDAQ. I don't believe in Bitcoin. Bitcoin was one day we get in trouble, and of course, it was still going up. And so we rewrote everything starting August 16th. I think that's on the website. As you know, transparency is my middle name. If you go here, go to Elite, you'll see a timeline. By the way, I got to put 4.8 up there. I haven't had a chance. Here's our timeline. So we started going to a NQ at this time because I said to myself, what if something goes wrong with, who knows? What if something goes wrong with Bitcoin? What are you going to do? This is 100 companies. Ongoing concern, technology, the heartbeat of this country. If we don't have that, we don't have anything. Anything around us now is from the work of these guys. These 100 best NASDAQ companies. And there's always going to be 100 best. So if one drops, they replace it with another one, right? Like S&P's got 500. But it's a lot easier to keep 100. Also, because the volume is a little bit lower, the pressure is higher to fill orders. So the moves are more momentum. And that's what we want. I want a momentum push. Like right now, it keeps on selling. I want the momentum moves. I can't do it with ES. ES is for kids compared to this, the results. And back and forth too much. I think if you're trading on the floor, ES is good for you. But here, when you have to make a directional move, I'm more comfortable with NQ. So that's the name of that game. We're almost done. It's just such a good feeling, finally. And of course, first couple of months were scary because my outlay was heavy in programming costs. You have no idea. These are going to work on that. Nobody knows. This programming. It's like like building aircraft is R&D. Nobody's going to pay you anything. You got to take the risk, and you hope that the Pentagon doesn't cut off your funding. So anyhow, we're past that here. Very pleased with it. Oh, we do have we also have a link here. Where is this? Okay. We do have a link here. Okay. That we show all the trades, both on NQ and MNQ. And go through the first day we started. It's done at what do you call it? At StoneX, that's FCM. And we're gonna add obviously a TradeStation to it starting tomorrow. If everything goes well with 4.8, we're gonna start at this new place at 4.8. The user guide will also get updated. It's strictly the changes internal for better cancel replace management. It was a little bit too much on the CPUs, and we don't need to anyway. But we dropped it, actually our yield went up a little bit. So that will go in. We'll mark it here. You can see 4.6, 4.7, 4.67, 4.7. We're going to put here for Monday, we're going to be 4.8. If everything goes well, all right? What else do I want to tell you? Oh, and you could see we also report the center area. This is what you want to look at when you log in. Is this area where it says the results are. And look at this, something we added. Average daily income is $79 over a long period of time from day one. Obviously, first couple of days are skewed because your sample size is too small. But it's here. And it dropped and came back up. And it's been always positive. It hasn't gone negative yet. If you go to NQ, the other tab, you'd see that average Remember, we trade 4 days a week only, but Wednesdays don't count. Average trading is 844. Average. Look at your win-loss ratio. Very robust. Very good. Very good. Okay. Yes, please have a drawdown there. Yes, we did. That was in July, and that was because it started later. It did not trade in May. So we put it in a similar fashion so you could exactly see that you're not get fooled. These are apples and oranges. If you go to NQ, you'll see that we this is a view only for you guys. You can have it. I'll send the link to you. You could see we started in May 5th. So we have actually more trades. Simply was that I didn't want to go there. We're doing something with a new place. I didn't want to go full bore at NQs. I started with MNQ. Once I get a little more comfortable to MNQ, plus now we have more history from that house, plus this house. We've been testing for 2 weeks. And overall, now we finished 1 year. Once you get that kind of live testing under your belt, it's a different ballgame. Okay? Feel really good about it, but it was very, very, very risky at one point. Okay, enough said about housekeeping. Let's move on to the economic calendar. As you know, we're our last week of November, so we have a few items here, and then we're going to have non-farm on Friday. Okay, so Dallas Fed. So this is Southwest area or Southeast, I guess, slash Dallas Fed or South Midwest, whatever. Reports that this is crucial to look at. Case-Shiller on homes down 23%. Don't tell me I didn't tell you. It's in the webinars. Yeah, where everything got so hot down here, where property was going good listed and we've gone in 3 hours. You know the top is coming. It's just history repeats itself. Now you got 18,000 associate realtors unemployed. I mean, they're not unemployment. I know they're contractor, they're 1099, but they're no longer running around crazy. Now they're calling you. When they start calling you, they're not busy at all. So anyhow, just be careful. FAFHA price index. You have a black dot. So secondary. Here's the big one: consumer confidence. Let's see. This is the conference board. Yeah, 102, dipping down a little bit. At 98 to 103. Remember, the impact of the interest rate hike by the Fed in the economy is still not completely reverberated. It takes time to propagate. And so that's what probably the market is thinking. Well, the market is thinking maybe the worst is behind us. I don't know. I haven't seen it blow out, so I'm not in that camp yet. Blowout is a downside where maybe with backloaders thrown out. I haven't seen that. So ADP will give us a view on what to expect on Friday. That's 8:15 Eastern on Wednesday. Big number here. GDP. Let's look at what the consensus is. And keep in mind, it may get revised a tad. I usually like to look at these first thing in the morning that day. Of course, Anita is there to keep me straight. She has an econ background and done some work with different firms in this area and out of England. So she keeps track of us, all these numbers, and which is a lot of work, by the way, in our chat room. 2.6 prior, 2.7 range, 2.5 to 3.5, which is huge. 1% is huge in GDP for us. So, largest economy. Okay. PCE, one of the favorites of Uncle Ben, Chairman Bernanke, Emeritus, I should say. 1.4, 1.5, and 1.8. Wow. Okay. All right. Nothing hot there. That's good. Okay. Yeah, I'm always worried about at this point. Of course, we got to get it from non-farm, but we get some number that says things are really good, and the Fed is going to go, what? No, we're not easing. Yeah. Okay. Thursday we're going to have jobless claims. That's going to be around 240. Let's see what personal income is going to be. At least something expected value. Learned a long time ago from a fellow in California that said, understand what the expectation is, see what the number is, then act. Don't go to a number with a position. Don't go through the number with a position. That's really, really suicidal. On a long period of time, you get a couple of times lucky. One day you go a little bit size, and then that day they clean your clock. 0.4. Wow, look at that range. Jeez. Okay. 6, 8, and 11, okay. Price index 4 and 6. Okay, slow it down. A little bit faster, okay. And then core is lower. Uh-oh, uh-oh. 0.5 versus 0.3. And year to year, 5.51. I'd rather watch right another month to month because of the big value, the big amount changing each month. Probably more crucial now than year to year. All right, let's see. Let's go on to a couple more. ISM is going to be big to less extent consumer spending. Remember, also on Twitter, when I get a chance, if I get there in time, I do a little poll that I would say on non-farm saying, what's your number? What do you think number is going to be? About 5 minutes before the number comes up. 50.49. Okay. Okay, we're going to dip down to slowing down then, below 50. All right. We'll see. We'll see what comes out. Again, pretty decent range there, but 2.5% range, so it's a big number. Non-farm, here we go. And, Mr. W will be speaking, Charlie Evans. By the way, he follows Tico on Twitter. Yeah. Jerome Powell speaking on Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. Okay, that's not a no, that's not FOMC. FOMC is I think 14 and 15 of December. Yes, no, 15 and 16. Yeah, and no, that's November. Sorry, something's wrong. Okay, it's 13 and 14, and that's the night. What do you call it? Speaking. Marshall. Remember, after that, everything slows down. The volume drops dramatically, and so that's why we want to get that one in last minute we could. And people will probably leave town anyway. The following week is really the big event is the expiration on 23rd, which is that big one. It's a year-end expiration. So that's the best we could do with Marshall. Otherwise, we've gone to January. So and he's kind of busy himself. He's got a lot of real estate going. That's really his main thing. Yeah. Okay, construction spending. That's what we have here. I'm still watching before I go into non-farm. Come on. I think these guys were hit a little bit post-COVID, money-wise, yeah. And so they're advertising a little bit more. Servers are a little slower. I think the problem could be capex. Yeah, I'm talking about econ day. But remember, they also feed most of the econ calendars, and so including Market Watch and Bloomberg. So when you're searching for a real number here, hit control R. I mean, hitting what do you call it? Refresh. After the number's out, could be a problem. Hey Jack, how are you? That could be a problem. You're gonna be doing that for a while because everybody's hitting it. So I usually listen to what Anita says, or maybe I hear it on TV. Then I come back for detail after it slows down a little bit, maybe a minute or two later. Let's go to. Okay, I'm sorry. I missed this. Hold on, let me go back in. Oh, geez. Yeah. Interest rates, yeah. Okay. Yeah, what do you call it? It's totally dead. Anyway, refis. Refis are dead, and just really those who have to. Let me close this. Those who have to. Let me close my email. So I'm sorry. Hold on, guys. Let me close my email. I'm getting emails here again. Okay, we're good. Yeah. So, all right, 261. Right, so it's going to be a little bit less. That's good for the bonds and lower rates, hopefully. 3738. Okay. Privates 233. I compare ADP with this number. With this number. I take ADP actual on Wednesday versus this number for Friday. Okay. And manufacturing is good, but also hospitality you want to look at, healthcare you want to look at, and housing. For those, you have to go to BLS. Okay, you gotta go Bureau of Economics, Bureau of the Labor Statistics. You got to BLS to look at that. The details in here. Preservation rate is horrible. Still low. I guess they're living with their parents. I like to look at average earning, uh, especially the month to month, and looks like we're still around 0.3. Okay. All right, that's our economic calendar for next week. All right, let's get on here. Okay. Major level. Remember, we got to stop out. This is election. Okay. We got to stop out immediately that day on our option trade. We took a little loss. This morning we got out. Boom. And it kept on going higher. I have not changed my bias with time to digest. If I put a trade on, let's say I put a trade on tomorrow, then the trade number will change, but not the bias. Bias still short, so I have to find it to go short. And my reason has been see what we do at 200 day. If he doesn't punch through, I think we have a good chance of rolling down. I don't see a divergence yet, so that kind of feelings like 50-50. But if I put a spread on here, it would be just a couple of bucks above this as a buy stop. Just a few bucks only. Why? Because if it punches through hard, this is gonna go. Well, not much, but it's gonna go still. Probably under 100 points in it. Because now you're really getting pushed up into 3 sigma, and we know from past experience, negative 3 sigma we can see on SPX. Hardly we see plus 3x, 3 SPX, 3 sigma plus positive 3 SPX. So they're gonna kill it if it gets up there. And we have a decent run. So that's where I am. So I haven't made a call to a downside yet. I've been prepared. The other day I would almost put it on about here, and then I know what happened. I forgot. And then I said, you know what? That's not going to work, and it hasn't yet. So I know we'll be down when it comes to FOMC, but that's 2 weeks from now. That's another countervailing pressure that I got to consider. 158 and 120 on McClellan oscillators, and there's actually, you see a divergence there. This is far more reliable than that is the breadth thrust because it doesn't hardly move that much. But look what's sitting at. So if you do it, here's how you look at it. This level, okay, on the SPX versus here. Much higher level. And look what downticking. So I think we have something coming. Peter in my chat room is a pretty smart guy, good trader, humble, good experience. He says he was also adding some stuff for us to look at. For Nancy and I to put a VIX trade on. He also thinks a VIX call probably is appropriate shortly. So we'll fine tune those and do something on PMT. I'm just not a big fan of over trading. So plus I've been extremely busy. And thank God, about 4.8, boom. And the other stuff I need for myself are almost also done. You know, the development is slowly coming down, so it's good. I can get back to trading. Plus, during the day, machine trades anyway, so I don't have the stress I used to have. Okay, Russell, having a very hard time at 200. Same here. Never even got there twice. You see, 200 is not an easy thing for this. And if Russell doesn't go up, you can bet you that Nasdaq will not. Nasdaq 100. So we haven't even close to that. Probably he's going to come and test 345 first, the 50-day, wherever that level is going to be, but visually, because they sometimes, you know, they kind of get glued to each other or what do you call it, pulled into each other. All right. Trans has done better. Transportation index above 200 and holding somewhat. You know, not a whole lot, but it has. And you could see maybe by tomorrow we'll have a CIs go positive. So that's that. Yeah, probably have a little bit more to go on Dow and the S&P. Odds are, though, you have a better chance of downside than upside. So if you have to be long, you better have good excuse. Okay? Better be a very good excuse. Because you'll come up so much. Okay, here's the trenders. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's negative 5, 6. Okay. 6 out of 8 are positive. Usually you're getting close. Yeah. We get probably one more positive, most likely this one. The 200-day versus S&P, and we're done, usually. When it gets to about 8 positive, which is rare, you should expect it to drop. This may keep us, yeah, Russell, I mean Nasdaq. Nasdaq 200 day probably keep us back a lot from 8 to 8, all 8. I remember like 2019, they were all what do you call it, positive. They're all in the positive territory, $8.08, and of course that was the time we short. Then we went into COVID. So boom, yeah. Okay. So yes, we are edging higher. 52 weeks lows are almost zero, almost nothing, or one or this is three. Okay, but we don't have a peak here either on 52 weeks high and low on the daily charts. Okay, so that probably you see how low it is. Yeah, so we probably have a little bit more to go on the upside from an advanced decline point of view. I'm saying 52 weeks high and low point of view. Instead of the count, that's just a count. But usually a pretty good level to look at is about I like to say 140. Let me do it here. Here's your 80-90. Here's 160. Yeah, anything about that, you have something coming to the downside. So what was here? Yeah, we dropped a little bit. You see, we dropped a little. These are weeklies. So nowhere close to 170. So we may still go higher. I don't know. I may have to fold and go long. I hate that though. I'd rather just fold and sit back. Yes, I'll take it heavy, but it is what it is. You can't do a FOMO. You cannot chase things. It gets worse. Now this is what do you call it? I'm talking about Peter Cook. I'll call him Peter Caviar. Peter the Great. Yeah, he's really good. He's really good. But you can see we're -2 sigma, and we've come down from +2. Fairly steady. Couple little bumps and then back down again. So market is up. Market probably exhausted. If it goes higher and be exhausted, probably a little bit more constructive. If it rotates down from here, we have a lot of downside. That's probably your first clue. If it rotates here and down, so because we were not really we're local high, but nothing long term. Let's say for a year, but not there. So that's less than a year. That's only what 8 months, 10 months. So yeah, it's very could be very destructive. If it keeps going up, then it could be constructive. So we're gonna watch it the next few days. I think the walls have a lot to say. SQ, ooh, yes, that's what I was looking for. Remember, I haven't looked at these. This is Friday. Is that a Friday close? Yeah, it has to be Friday close. Yes, it's Friday close. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. So you see what happened. Yeah. So the big boys are beginning to put bets on the downside. This is a tail risk on the downside. So these are put spreads. So big guns have come in and doing some buying down here. Usually below 3 sigma or 4 sigma. As I talked last time, I mentioned here, if we start going down, that's what I want to see. About 32 to 3,000. Obviously, this is too close. No. But that's not meaningful. That could be just a little bump down. And then the buy it again goes up. But if the target of really going down for the big boys, in terms of buying some puts down there, would be 3,000 to 3,200. As you know, when we're up here, was it, what was this? Hold on. Let's look at when did Comrade Putin go to Ukraine? Okay, here. It was about here, right? Yeah. I was talking about 36 to 3,800. Okay. Obviously, we took that out. But not at my expectation time-wise. It actually went up first and then dropped. Went up a little bit. Now you're in bear market territory. This is it's called left translation. You go up sharp a little bit and then dies and takes the low out. And so far we've done that here too. So if I'm right, I'm positioned right. By March could be here. We could be by Valentine's Day. We could be here. So if you have some shorts on, that's the best gift for your Valentine. Buy some shorts and down here would be very good. But who knows? Don't go by my advice. Who knows? Yeah. I mean, listen, it's a very treacherous market. And somebody had told me the other day, but you must know everything. Nobody knows anything. Please don't go there. Please, please, please. Nobody knows. This market is brutal. Okay, interest rates. All right, we're at near. Uh, first of all, we're inverted, obviously. We're near uh, day, monthly resistance 1 for FF, which is the 91-day Fed funds. I suspect this could still go higher. The 5 years above it. We're at 3.8. Well, we drop here, but yeah, we were higher. We were higher, but dropped dramatically. And maybe the car market will be better because this is a good impact on cars. 10X and TYX are lower. The real estate is softer. Also, rents are softer. The rents are beginning to get softer because people don't have the money to pay. Because people can't afford the housing, there's more demand for rental, but people can't afford even the rentals, especially down here. Rentals have gone crazy. The stress, the stratosphere. But people not be able to buy even rent. You begin to see it. If you look at the CPI for housing, there's a CPI number for housing versus the actual rent. You'll see the rent rolled. Now that's national, not just any particular market, but the national average. The rents have begun to come down. As a matter of fact, now they've crossed below the CPI for housing. So finally, this is like a year it's taken for me for that prediction to come true. But along the way was a lot of hardship. So it is what it is. The problem now is different. It's not the hardship you have from rent. It's a hardship you have because the economy could be getting into trouble, and part of it is because we have borrowed so much. Can you imagine what the interest expense is now? Well, this is your Fed fund rate, short-term borrowing. Just paid interest. We're in deep, deep trouble. Has nothing to do with politics or which party. We're just messed up. We really did. So we borrowed too much money, too much printing. So what do we got here? Okay, Z contract here. Let me double check this, guys. I always have to get this wrong because I got okay. That's ZNH. So we're long December, short March. Okay, about 369. So we know that to see the bottom, it's going to be around 0. So if it rotates, going up, yeah, we're going to be heading down. If it continues to go down, then we have more to drop. The bottom of this drop usually is around 0. And so this has to go up. It's inverse asset, right? Does that make sense? All we're doing is take a spread and then overlay sigma channels. Why? Because we want to measure it against itself. You see where it stops on? Where it rotates? Yeah. Statistically, it's hitting a limit and it's reacting. So if you have an eye on these, you can predict what this is going to be, the differential is going to be, which is 369 right now. And from there, you can predict what the spread, the actual spreads are going to be. So keep an eye on sigma channels. All right. Forwarding asset. Forwarding asset you want, this is not an asset, obviously. This is the indicator, but I have to write a little extra code to take the indicator as a spread. And then with 2 inputs, 1 results, then take that and put it into sigma channels. So it's a little bit more difficult, but you get a sense of what's going on. You can also do it on an Excel sheet. You can open an Excel sheet that's set up by hand. I've seen people who've done that. All right, SP2. Right. Another divergence? Minor here. Minor here. Big one there. From this point on, what's the resistance? Yeah. From this point on to where we are now, that's a bigger divergence. So we're going to see the divergences. You're going to keep seeing them until they push down. So, yeah, I used to be so naive. I'm still am, but in different departments. But I would jump on the first divergence. Okay, it doesn't work like that. Market's like a Coke machine. You cannot flip it over. You got to shake it back and forth a few times, and then you can flip it. So, we could have another one of these, and then we rotate. We shall see. But you got to keep looking at it. Right now, yes, we're in the little bit of this reasonable divergence from here to now, but the closer one, which is more important, is far less sensitive right now. So we'll see. kind of toss up. Now remember, we have had 1 week of Thanksgiving where the markets are slow. We're going to have probably a couple of weeks of activity, and then post FOMC meeting, we're going to go flatline. Most likely, I probably won't trade. I'll try to shut down the ORB and be away from it for a couple of weeks and do my own things and so forth. Just relax, get your body in the right mental state for January when the earnings picture shows up. Now, stock RSI, another rendezvous is coming up. We've talked about these before, and sure enough, this last couple of days has pulled everything up. Again, a lot of divergence there too, but it hasn't peaked yet, so we can't say. You gotta wait for it one tick down, just call it. So this is still rising. Now remember, stock RSI is a very good indicator, very good for momentum, but it's no CI. As a matter of fact, what I saw missing here led me to write CI after about a year of struggling on it. But it does say, moment-wise, that we're slowing down a tad. Or have we slowed down? That's a different question. And that's when you see a peak here on the price. I bet it would be maybe at or a little bit above it, but not much. Look at 40.95. I'll probably say 4,100. Probably 4,100 would be it for this to rotate down. So, but that's my, 2 shekels, my personal opinion. All right, let's go to Lowry. That's intraday. As you know, Admiral Tico. If you don't know Admiral Tico, you have to follow him at Admiral_Tico. Tico is spelled Tango India Kilo Oscar. He's a keeper of this chart, and that's why he's got such a following. Just every time we post, something goes nuts there. We are not getting any worthwhile signals here, and rightfully so. Last week was very quiet. We need to look at 90 and above or negative 90 and below. Nothing happening recently. And obviously, I'm most interested in NASDAQ, but this is what the system was built for, the analysis of the tool by Paul Desmond of Lowry Research, therefore the word Lowry, up in Tampa. He's passed away, but the firm is still there. And at 58% of that area or this area, let's say around 52, no signal. Pass. Yeah, nothing here. Nothing to report. Buying power. This is the indicator that, a system that Peter Cook wrote, and he was kind enough to share it with me. He's got a long here. He's got a long there. He's got a long here, and he's got a long. So, and he says, based on his experience all these years, the longs of this system are very good. The shorts are so-so. Why? I don't know. Don't ask me. Go ask him. But the point is, if that's correct, maybe I gotta give in and say the worst this year. I gotta fold and go the other side. Again, I hate to do a FOMO. Getting long up here is pretty scary. I'd rather go flat. Yeah, because I already have a losing trade. Why do you want to double it? The 2 sequential trades are wrong. That's psychologically is not good. Okay, do we have anything else? No. Okay. Let's quick look at where we are now. This is live. 0.4, 0.5, 0.4. Okay. All right. I'll look at percentages. Okay. Oh, gonna close that. We're not going there. Let's see. What do we need? Oh, sorry. Oh, I opened the wrong page. My apologies. Okay. Oh, that's just not. There's nothing there. That was only first 50 lines are just beginning to declare some variables. It's got another 12 pages of those. Yeah, I didn't reveal anything. Trust me. That code is now 1150 lines. So that's the pain in it. You know what? Because of work that's involved. Okay, this is to Friday close. We're pulling up. Yeah, it looks like we're going to go up. Yeah. Look how that one is leading. Yeah. Both the numbers leading and the separation. Yeah. Of the moving averages, which is 20 and 50. Yeah. Ooh, I got fooled. Okay. All right. It is what it is. Okay. Most likely we're going to go up, guys. That's my opinion. Remember, I don't prep for this. I come in just live when you guys do. Because during the day, I'm doing the same thing. So I need to be able to make the quick decisions. And you have to, it's not a marketing game. I'm not trying to give you a best presentation. I'm just plain and simple. I am who I am. So I'm just like every other trader. We have some flaws. Yeah, this tells me I missed the votes. Damn. Okay. This is it basically for me. That's my spiel. Any questions for you from you guys? Again, this is being recorded as always. It gets posted. We call this footers. These are the footers. It's always the first footer, or YouTube. So you go there and you can see. Best thing is to subscribe. That's the YouTube channel. And then what's important again, do not forget December 14th. At 5 p.m., we will not have a PMT webinar that day. And most likely because the market is going to be so irrational the next couple of weeks, unless you have a exogenous news. So don't forget that, and that's it. This should have been 1900. I apologize, I'll fix it. But Wednesday we're on, back on. Again, last week I completely forgot. I had a couple of meetings offside. I completely forgot to, I was running a little bit late, not much, but I completely forgot to even inform you. And before it was originally set up for Wednesday, but moved it to Tuesday because that was a Thanksgiving Eve. So we missed it. That's why I put this session together for you guys. Muhammad, you got it. Anytime soon. I'm sorry it's not more definitive, but we're in a very, very unusual time. We keep on saying that, but this is more than anything else because of this problem. Let me come here. This problem. Well, this problem here. Come on. There we go. Mainly because of this problem, this area. Now look what a ballot's been in. So I suspect it won't be that easy. We'll probably trade another move down, another flush, and then it'll be punched through. But at that level, it's a 50-50. It can go either way. So for me to give you a guaranteed view, no, nothing to guarantee you. Any other questions for me? I appreciate all of you for coming in. I don't see any other questions. Thank you, Dennis. So let's close this and get it posted for you guys. Of course, as you know, on Twitter, we'll link it also. Best part is actually being on YouTube. Thank you so much. See you soon. I gotta get back to 4.8 release. Take care.